Beautiful soul. Welcome back to the space where healing meets soul ascension. I'm Sanchia Divine, your Soul Ascension Mentor, psychic somatic, and quantum trauma energy healer. And today, we're diving deep into something that we all have, but many of us have been taught to ignore it. That's right, your intuition. Let's talk about what intuition actually is, why it's so powerful, and why every time you ignore it, it gets quieter. Not because it leaves you, but because you are drifting away from you. Intuition is more than just a gut feeling. It's not just a hunch. It's your soul whispering to you through feelings, energy, sensations, through the frequency of knowing. It's the voice of your higher self, your divine inner compass. It's not logical, and that's what makes it so divine. Because here's the thing, this planet, our planet, Earth, never operated on logic. It was always intuitive. Nature is intuitive. The sun doesn't need a calendar to know when to rise, nor the new moon when to wax, or the full moon when to wane. The ocean doesn't need a spreadsheet to know how to flow. There is divine timing. There is divine order. And it's not controlled by logic. It's guided by frequency. Since the rise of patriarchal systems, we've been conditioned to suppress this inner knowing. We were told to be realistic, to use our head, to think it through. We learned to second guess ourselves, to outsource our truth, to depend on data instead of divinity. But that wasn't alignment. That was survival. The domination of logic over intuition disconnected us from the feminine, from trust, from emotion, from flow, from source. And now we're remembering. We're coming back home to ourselves, to our innate knowing, to our power. When you constantly ignore your intuition, that gentle nudge, that sudden knowing, that soft warning or soul spark, it doesn't stop existing. It just gets quieter because your energy is saying, I don't trust this. I'd rather go with what feels safe. I'm not listening. But the truth is, every time you do honor it, every time you act on that quiet knowing, your intuition gets louder, stronger, and more consistent. Because you're creating an energetic pattern that says, I'm listening now. I trust my divine inner wisdom. I believe in myself. Now let's be clear. I'm not saying logic has no place. Logic is useful, but in my opinion, logic is here to support the intuition, not replace it. It's the assistant, not the master. Logic should confirm what we really know emotionally and energetically. Here's an example. If you know that your reality is created by the energy you hold, then logically, it makes sense to stay in high vibrational states like gratitude, joy, love, and faith. Because when you're vibrating in stress, fear, or doubt, while obsessing over what you don't want, guess what? You manifest more of that. But when you're commanding your desires from a place of love, while feeling the energy of already having it and being grateful now, your manifestations align faster because you're energetically in flow with what you're calling in. So logic here isn't leading, it's following the divine energetic law that your soul already knows. Another example is, let's say you feel a deep intuitive nudge to leave a job that drains you. You don't know what's next. It makes zero sense. But your spirit is screaming, This is no longer for you. Now, your logic might panic. What about money? What will people think? Am I being irresponsible? But if you sit in stillness and you trust the whisper of your soul, you begin to notice that new paths start opening. Opportunities align. Peace returns. That's the confirmation. Logic eventually catches up and says, oh wow, that was the right move. But your intuition already knew. We are moving out of systems built on control, linearity, and logic, and stepping into divine feminine remembrance. Okay? Flow, trust, embodiment, vibration. The new earth we're building is one where intuition leads, divine feminine, and logic supports, divine masculine. Where inner knowing is sacred, and where your soul, not your fear, gets to drive your decisions. So, beautiful soul, here's your reminder. You don't have to make sense to anyone. You don't need a logical plan to follow your purpose. You just need to trust that when your soul speaks, it is guiding you home to your highest self, your highest timeline, your highest frequency. Start listening, start following, and watch your life transform from the inside out. Because your intuition, baby, has never been wrong. Okay? If this resonated with you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. If you're ready to strengthen your intuition and reconnect with your divine feminine flow, check out my book, Heal the Feminine, Heal the Planet. How to heal your trauma and become empowered. Also, join my soul tribe at SanchiaDivineOfficial.com. Until next time, keep vibrating high, loving deep, and listening within. Your soul knows the way. I love you. Mwah.